What is going on, everyone? Today we are here for week 6 of the GT4 Fixed Falken Tyre Track Guide series, and this week we're at COTA, or Circuit of the Americas Grand Prix layout. Doing things a little bit differently today, guys, so I'd really appreciate some feedback. So what we've done is, same as always, there'll be the hot lap with input telemetry and everything, and the delta, and then once we go into the actual track walk, we're going to do it in a way that we'll be watching the hot lap, and I'll be doing it in slow motion frames on the iRacing service. So the only thing that I haven't been able to put into it is some input telemetry to actually break it all down for you guys. So it's a little bit of a shame. It doesn't seem like we can do it unless I record the whole sort of like UI in sim, which I don't really want to do. It looks a little untidy, and I don't want that to take away from the actual lap either. So let us know in the comments if you like it this way, if you prefer us to go back to us driving around. Anyway, guys, hope you enjoy this. Let's get into week 6 in the GT4 Mercedes at Circuit of the Americas. What is going on, everyone? Now we're going to break down the lap. So we're doing things a little bit different this week. We're just trialing a few things for next season and want to see how you guys find the video. So we're actually watching our fastest lap now. So as we're coming down the front straight, we've actually slowed it all down. And we're going to see if we can actually break down the lap this way and see if this helps, guys. So as you're coming down into turn 1, you want to be as far to the right-hand side as possible, right? As you're going under the Circuit of the Americas bridge, you're starting to look up the hill. So you want to brake just before the blue cone. So it's about this point here that we're starting to brake just a little bit further past it. You'll see the car squat right now. So there you go. So for me personally, my reference point is the blue pit cone just inside the middle monitor bezel. So I'm like about probably a centimetre and a half away from the inside bezel. So from that point there, we come down, nice big brake pressure, all the way back to second gear. As you can see, we turn the car in. I wouldn't say early, but we're turning the car in to sort of make sure that we clip the apex on the exit and focus on the run down the hill. So we're sort of lining up with the end of the pit, gantry sort of gazebo things here, and then we fire into the corner late apex, pick the throttle up, the car's going to squirm out on the exit, run it right out wide. Down the hill we go. We sort of start to drift back towards the left-hand side to turn in nice and early. Use quite a bit of curb on the inside here. Let the car track the whole way round. Then as you come off, you want to sort of set yourself up in the middle here. So as you can see, as I come into this next segment right here, you can see how I'm sort of aiming for the start of the little yellow sausage bit, right? So we're fourth gear and I carry fourth into the corner quite deep. I just nicked that little yellow sausage curb. Same here, through in fourth still. The car floats around a lot in here, so you're going to be very careful. Now, between this transition, you want to make sure that you go back to third at the start of this curb. So you can see you got the curb, and then there's like the little black sort of like, it looks like there was an old sausage curb there, and it's like the resin of the glue's been peeled off and it's still there. So we're using that as sort of a marker to downshift back to third and to get back on with it. So as you can see, we use a lot of corner speed there and we run the car wide, and then from that point there we actually let the car slide across. We use quite a lot of entry curb here, and then we just nick this. We're very close to this yellow sausage curb again on the inside of the circuit. From that point there we actually sort of sacrifice mid-corner here. So you'll see I don't go any wider than halfway in the track, and I kind of use the Circuit of America's board that hangs out on the circuit. I don't want to go any further past that, because what I'm actually doing is I'm dancing on the throttle to try and get the car back at the corner. So then from that point there, we pick the throttle up slowly, use quite a lot of curb through this part of the track, and then run it to mid-track again. Then we're flat through here, but we turn in, get the car over the yellow curb, and then sacrifice a lot going up the hill to maximize the exit. So we come through here. And as you can see, we're lifting off the throttle. We're trying to get the nose of the car just on the curb. We get it on the curb. See how the car starts to automatically rotate as soon as we grab that curb, and then we're able to square the car up quicker. We're going to use a lot of curb on the inside just to get the car to rotate, so we can actually pick the throttle up early. The car's going to slide all the way out to the exit curb. As long as you keep 2 tyres on the inside, you're not going to get an off track here, so like that's perfect amount. And then we're going to run down the hill. As we run down the hill, little bit of tyre over the curb is fine. You just want to make sure that when you do it, you're not sort of steering through the corner, because that's when you can start to get these real oversteer moments. And we're running down to the hairpin at turn 11. So as we're coming down the hill, we set ourselves up on the right hand side again. We're looking for just past the 100 meter board. Nice big brake pressure. Car's gonna, I stay wide here. I go all the way back to first gear. And what I want to do is I want to hit that apex on the back half. So you see I turn the car in first. I turn in, so I clip the curb on the back half, so right there. So as I clip that curb, I'm already starting to pick that throttle up to carry the speed out, because obviously you want to make sure you're maximizing your run down this next part. So square it up, and then pick up the throttle and run the car all the way down the hill. Up to 5th gear. We're looking for just before the 150. There's the little white line here. We're braking at the 150 here because it's such a big braking zone. Probably the first 2 laps with colder tyres, you're probably looking at that 165-ish. But once the tyres are up to temp and everything's sort of come up, you're looking at about 150. Nice big brake pressure. I'm braking earlier here rather than deeper, because I want to maximise my exit through the next segment of corners. So nice big brake pressure. As you can see, I stay on the curb with the right-hand tyres. I turn in probably about 3 car lengths from where the red concrete starts there. The reason I'm turning in early is I'm going to try and use the curb on the inside to help rotate the car, as you can see here. turn the car in, I'm going to nick the curb, and you'll see as soon as I nick it, the car starts to rotate a little bit more, and then I'm able to slide it right out to the exit curb, use all the track, and start to pick the throttle up. Now, as you're coming up to the next segment, as you can see, I'm already drifting way back to the left-hand side. There's no real official marker for this corner here. It's very much a field corner. So, as you can tell, I'm braking at about this point here, and there's nothing around us. So, it's all just about getting that momentum, but carrying the speed through. There's some skid marks on the track that seem to be quite a permanent fixture that you could maybe use if you didn't have any cars around you. But it's all just going to be about that. As you can see, I'll run the car very wide here, and I turn in. I wouldn't say it's super early, but I'm turning in quite early again because I want to use the curb on the inside here. So as you can see, I'm carrying a lot of entry speed in here. I grab the brake, like quite a lot of trail brake mid-corner. I use all the curb on the inside. I actually pick the tyres up. The car bounces and slides to about mid-track. And then what I want to do is cut quite a bit of this curb on the inside here, so I can carry the speed through. And then we're going to fire down. I sort of diagonal the car across, nick this curb on the inside. As soon as I get off this curb, nice big brake pressure. There's the brake pressure. Down one gear to second. As you can see, I sort of run myself in line with the orange tyre wall thing again here until I get to about half track, and then I start to turn the car back at the corner. In second gear, use a lot of curb on the inside. Right out to the exit curb. Pick the throttle up, carry the speed through. From this point here, third gear in. Now lift a big chunk of lift here to get the car right in. And I want to stay as tight as possible through here. If I can stay as tight as possible, it carries so much more speed. And then we're able to actually open up this whole segment of corner and be on the throttle the whole way through here. Three-quarter track, and then start to diagonal back to the right-hand side. There is a white line just here. As I get to sort of like my bezel on the left-hand side, when I've got like about an inch to the track, that's when I know I'm braking. As you can see, the momentum in the car shifts quite quickly. You use a lot of curb here. As long as the two tyres on the right-hand side are still in the track limits, you're fine. Use all the exit curb. Run it down, up to fourth, then back to second, brake at the escape road, nice big brake pressure, down two gears, use all the curb on the inside, pick the throttle up early, the car's going to a little bit of oversteer, and then chase it out to the curb, and there you go guys, that is your walkthrough track guide of the Mercedes AMG GT4 at Circuit of the Americas for week 6. Hope this has helped you, good luck for your week of racing, and we'll see you next time.